This video is designed to provide a very brief overview of our course home pages. The course homepage is what your students and parents will see when they click on your course from the YPA website, and you will need to create a completely different homepage for every single course. To get to your courses from your home screen in Schoology, select Courses and then select the course in which you would like to work. The program is designed to where it will automatically go to your materials page for your course. In your settings, you can change that to go to a different page. On the left side, you can see the different options for your course. You have your materials page. You have updates, which works very similar to like a Facebook post. So if you wanted to send some type of update out to your students very quickly, you can use that section. Gradebook is what we'll be using for grading. Mastery allows you to see how your students are progressing towards achieving learning objectives. You can do badges. Attendance we won't really use since we'll still be taking attendance in PowerSchool. And Members provides you a list of all the students in your course. Now, today I'm going to be working with the materials section because that's what most of us will use for the main part of our course homepage. If you select the Add Materials tab, you can see there's a lot of different information you can add. Later on, as you're getting into the course in Schoology, you may add assignments, add tests and quizzes, and add discussions. But for the initial setup of your homepage, you're really going to be using Add Page and Add Folder. Add Page allows you to provide information for your students that you want to have access to at all points in time. So I did one that was an About Me. I'm going to do another one that is about our class. I'm going to title it About Our Class, and then this is where I would provide information on the course. In addition to having the typical text features that you can use like in Microsoft Office, you also have an Insert Content button. This is where you can add in pictures, links. You can also add in YouTube videos, as well as anything that you have in your Google Drive. Now, I wanted to highlight one feature at the bottom, and that's the Display on New Page button. If I do not select that, then only the title will show on my home page. However, I do select that and change it to Display in Line. When I hit Create, then the title and whatever I have typed will show up on my home page. You can also add folders. The folders work very similar to File Explorer in just Windows on your computer. You can create folders within folders within folders, so you can be as organized as you'd like to be. I created some folders: school resources, class resources. I'm going to create an ELA resources folder. You can make it any color you like. You can add a description, and then you can select Create. Now, once you have information on your home page, you can reorganize it as much as you like. You can click and drag and reorganize, reorder information. You can also click and drag and move one folder into another folder. When you're adding information into a folder, you can select the folder, then use the Add Materials option, but you also have the ability to where if you hit the arrow to drop down a folder, then a green line will show up once you hover right just beneath the title of the folder. And that's going to allow you to add information into the folder without actually going to that specific folder. Now, as I said, you'll need to create a different home page for each of your courses. Once you've done this for one course, you can actually go from a folder or even the About Me, the pages. You can click on the Settings button and then do Copy to Course. And from there, you can copy it into any courses that you would like. But you may get into a point later on in the semester to where you would like to create information and materials for your courses, but you don't want to yet have it available for your students. In that situation, I'm going to suggest that you use your resources area. So if you go to resources at the top and select personal, you have a lot of different resources available to you. You can see resources that other people have created, but you can also create your own resources. I added a collection using this button and created a section called Classroom Resources. From here, you can create any of the same information. Instead of it saying Add Materials, it says Add Resources, but you still have the same options. From here, I was able to add information about myself. I was able to start adding unit folders. And from here, again, I can do the Settings button, do Add to Course, and select whichever courses I want to add the information to. The nice feature, too, is that when you select a course, if there's a specific folder you'd like to put it into, you can have that option as well. The only thing I would warn you about is that anytime you do a copy, it is a static copy. So it is copying it as is at that point in time. So for example, right now I have a Unit 1 folder, but there's nothing in it. So I just copied that over, an empty folder, into my course. If I were to later add information into my Unit 1 folder and resources, it does not automatically update the Unit 1 folder that is in my course. So I would suggest that you really create your folders, get them as complete as you possibly can before you copy them over, so that way you're not duplicating your efforts later on. So now we can go back into my course. I can see that my folder has been moved over into the course, and I'm getting started on getting my home page all set up and together.